Hello students, this is Vitthal Anwat. Today we are going to learn about the fundamentals of human geography. In that we are going to discuss upon our chapter number 3, population policy and environmental issue related to the population. And today we will be cover the topic population policy of China, and later that we will be focused upon the policy of India. The population policy of China means, as everybody know about the what is the population of the China nowadays, and he is a top ranker into the population growth as well in the population. So before, what was the condition of China before 19th century? China had a predominantly agricultural economy, then dependent primarily on manual labor, with the standard of living is closely to tie with the number of working children in a family. Traditionally, having a many children brought higher welfare and happiness. So means most of the Chinese family are directly or indirectly depend upon their agriculture sector. So what's happened as a result? China had a high birth rate, and in the 28th century, with the gradual improvement of the medicine, then people health improve, and the result that the death rate has been decreased and continuously from 20 death per year for the 1000 population. In 1945 it's reached to 9.5 in 1965. Since 1980 the death rate has remained constant at close to 6. Because of the huge population base, the number of people in China rapidly increased from 601.9 million in 1953 to 1.0318 billion in 1982. At the same time, employment shifted from agriculture to industry in China. Everybody knows when the employment has been shifted from the agriculture to industry, also agglomeration of the peoples, or we can say that the people are get the preference to lie higher living of standard. Then many facilities concentrated into this region, so population is getting accelerated into this region. At the same time, employment shift from agriculture to industry, and that's impact is shown into the population of this China. If China had not instituted the family planning policy, a great portion of resources would have to go to the supporting a now non-productive segment of the population. We can means these are the children, showing the pace of the social development, which would be unfair to present and future the generations. Because of high population growth, strained societies, resources in education, employment, and medical care, as well as other areas. Means due to the industrialization, what's happening to the China? The education, the employment, and medical facilities has grown. The Chinese government implemented a policy of family planning that considered the interaction of science, technology, economics, and society. For the instance, the empowerment in technology should increase the quality of life. Then advances in medicine will allow the people to live longer, and but to the rapid or decline in the birth rate would mean that younger generation would eventually have to support to the larger in elderly population. So these are the some post position of the China. But nowadays, the Republic of the China has adopted some following family planning policies. In that, the first, it encourages the late marriage and late fewer but healthier babies. This is the first policy of China. It seeks to avoid the genetic and other birth defects with or the disproportionately large drain on social resources. Means that's a bad impact of the means the small children, one child and one child policy has been adopted by the China, and that some bad effect has been shown into their social resources. It advocates one couple, one child policy and encourages rural couples who have the need for more children to space them properly. The government also provides the strong support for family planning policy to raise the level of health among the women and children. In 1981, the government established the State Family Planning Commission. Now, the State Family Planning and the Population Commission, which seeks to provide a service-oriented approaches to the family planning. Then, Chinese family planning policy is tailored to meet the practical living needs of people in different regions of the country. The another policy has been adopted by the China is provinces and autonomous region decide specify family planning measure the regulation for minorities in accord with the local conditions. China is also making strides in getting citizens to understand and accept the family planning policy. In 1957, the Ma Ying-jeou renewed the economics to become a pioneer advocate of the family planning when he presented the National People's Congress's new population theory, in which he recommended the controlling population size as not to impede economic development. According to Ma Ying-jeou, the maximum population is the barrier for China's economy. So, Ma was ahead of his time, for he was soon criticized as a representative figure of the erroneous idea. He was not able to publish his new population theory until 1979. In early 1970, Premier Zhou Enlai also overcome diverse difficulties to promote the stable family planning. Since 1980, many academic scientists to research on population and family planning policy have been established. In 1980, the Chinese Academy of the Social Science created the Institute of Population Research. These are the some policies which are the adopted by government of China. In 1981, the China Population Society was the found. An institute for the research on the population where Turn set up the Beijing University. There are many universities which has the place such a program. The government started the publishing the China Population Statistics Yearbook in 1985, the China Population Paper in 1988. In the late 1990s, the several important academic publications appeared, including the Encyclopedia of Chinese Family Planning. Subsequently, scholars made efforts to relate the Chinese population policy to issue the sustainable development, and the number of authors reflected the importance of the limiting the population. Means after 1990, the many Chinese scholars are refused to the one child policy, and that impact has been shown here. As a result of this research, many researchers guideline one child policy has been uh, ignored by the government of China. So, Chinese population policy has been very controversial outside of the China. Means it's getting famous into the China, or it's they control the total population, but apart from China, it's getting controversial. The most common criticism on that, their right to bear children and to decide to themselves how many children they will have. Then another criticism on that, because of the traditional desire for the male children's, so male population has been increased into the China. Then within the historical and social context of the China also getting collapsed. Then moreover, under the some criticism, the Chinese policymaker argue concern for the common good should outweigh individual freedoms. Finally, as Margaret TYBSc has argued, although the Chinese policy may be the most coercive population limitation policy in any country, it is also most fair, and unlike the population limitation policy of India, for instance of the Chinese policy apply equally to all groups. Thank you very much.